Hostage protests are being held across Israel today to mark the 700th day since the October 7th attacks and the beginning of the war in Gaza. The family members of the hostages held in Gaza and their supporters want the Israeli government to reach a ceasefire, to bring their loved ones home, and to end the war. They are very upset that the Israeli government has still not responded to a ceasefire proposal that's on the table and that Hamas has agreed to, that would see the release of roughly half of the Israeli hostages held in Gaza as an interim first step. Also today, Hamas released a video showing 2 of the hostages held in Gaza, and that proof of life video is further piling pressure on the Israeli government to do more to win their release. The day of protest started today with protesters unveiling a very large SOS sign next to an hourglass at Hostage Square here in central Tel Aviv. They said that symbolized that time is running out for the hostages. Protests were then held in front of the homes of government ministers and Israeli President Herzog, and tomorrow more protest, a very large protest, is expected to be held outside the home of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem. These protests have really ratcheted up in the last few weeks after the Israeli government announced plans to seize and occupy all of Gaza City. The family members of the hostages have called that planned offensive a death sentence for their loved ones because they are very concerned that as Israeli forces push into new areas, Hamas may execute the hostages rather than letting them be rescued, or they could accidentally be killed by Israeli forces. We've seen both of those things happen throughout the 23 months of this war. Meanwhile, that offensive to seize and occupy Gaza City is ramping up. Today, Friday, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said that the gates of hell were opening in Gaza City, and shortly after, Israeli jets bombed and destroyed a 12-story apartment building in the western part of Gaza City. That comes after weeks of intensification of Israeli military operations on the outskirts of Gaza City in neighborhoods like Zaytun and Sabra. We've seen widespread aerial bombardment, widespread shelling from tanks and artillery, and satellite imagery shows that large swaths of these neighborhoods have now been completely flattened, completely reduced to rubble. Blake Sifton for A News in Tel Aviv.